say the halakha that if you dip something in seven types of different types of liquid, then you have to wash your hands. But in this halakha, there's many Rishonim that say that in our days we don't have to wash our hands for tibur b'mashke. But most of the Achronim disagree and follow the Rishonim that are strict and say that you have to wash your hands even in our days. But because there's many Rishonim that are lenient and say that today doesn't apply, there's many leniencies that we can use when it comes to washing your hands before eating wet vegetable or wet fruit. And we are very strict was not for bread, but here we could be lenient. For instance, you don't have to check if your hands are dry. You don't have to do it 3 times. You can only once. You can just wash your fingers. And if a person doesn't have water available, then he can just wrap it with something and eat it. So there's many leniencies that apply. Another important thing is that if there's this dish, people are used to eat it with a fork or a spoon, then his hands are usually not touching the food itself, and so even if it's wet, then in those cases he doesn't need to wash his hands. And even if he will touch it, even sometimes something to touch the food, but still, since although it's liquid, is a combination of solid food and liquid food, he doesn't need to wash his hands because nowadays we are eating with forks and knives. So we are learning that case, and that's what the Shulchan Aruch says, that Mishnah Berurah says. So the only case where we have to wash our hands is when you're touching with your hands, like you take a cucumber, you take a fruit, something like that. Then you have to wash your hands. And those that don't want to, they can rely on those they can rely on those Rishonim that say you don't have to, but the halakha is that you need to, but with all the leniencies that we mentioned before.